Put out into deep water is what our Lord says to his disciples in today's gospel. Put out into deep water, and they reluctantly comply and draw in a big catch. For those of you of sufficient age, you may remember that put out into deeper water was a familiar phrase some 23, 24 years ago when Pope John Paul, now St. John Paul, was using it as a motto in preparation for the coming of the third millennium and the advent of the Jubilee year 2000. Put out into deep water, he said, was a way, an encouragement, an exhortation for all of us to embrace our Catholicity more wholeheartedly. There is often a temptation for us to relax our Catholic life into one or another aspect of Catholicism which is most comfortable or most appreciated by us. There may be people who are very comfortable and happy with the doctrinal and moral teachings of the Catholic Church, manifesting the teachings of our Lord Jesus himself. There may be others who are inspired and awed by the liturgy, by the Blessed Sacrament, by Jesus making himself present to us in the sacraments, and especially the Eucharist. And there may be people who simply appreciate the stability and the diligence of the institutional church, which has survived all these many centuries and does so much good around the world. But our Catholicity is really all of those things, not just one of them, but all three. And we should be striving to embrace especially those aspects with which we are maybe less comfortable or where we are more challenged. We are called to put out into deeper water because, as St. John Paul had it, the coming generations, and indeed the entire third millennium perhaps, are not an era where Christians are going to be able to rest on their laurels from times gone by, but must instead live out their Catholicity more wholeheartedly, more deeply, in a more committed and comprehensive fashion. So in all these ways, let us put out into deeper water. Let us embrace our shared life in the institution of the Church. Let us offer our best in worship and in the sacraments. And let us come to know ever more deeply and appreciate and share more widely the faith of Jesus Christ as taught in his Church.